Did you know there are three forbidden zones where every woman desperately wants to be kissed, but will never tell you about? And no, they're not what you're thinking right now. These are places where the body and the mind meet, where her desire ignites without her even being able to explain why. When you learn to read these zones, you don't just kiss her, you leave a mark on her emotional memory. Most men kiss only with their lips. But let me warn you about something right now. Something that might completely change the way you see this forever. Every single time you go straight for the mouth as your first move, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. And I'll explain exactly why in just a second. The biggest mistake men make. When you kiss a woman on the mouth as the very first move, you become predictable. You become exactly like every other guy. And worse, you waste the most powerful moment that exists to access her subconscious. You know what happens when you're predictable? You lose value. You lose mystery. You become just another face in the crowd. And she, even without saying a single word, feels disappointed. Because deep down, every woman is waiting for a different kind of man. A man who understands female psychology. A man who knows exactly where to touch the soul before he ever touches the body. Pay close attention to this. The kiss on the mouth is the end of the process, not the beginning. It's the final note of a symphony, not the first one. But most men start by playing the last note, right from the jump, and that's exactly why their kisses never create the deep connection she's actually looking for. After years studying female psychology, I discovered something that completely changed my understanding of attraction. Women don't fall for what you do, they fall for how you make them feel. And there are three specific areas on a woman's body that, when stimulated the right way, activate neurological circuits that lead directly to her emotional center. These areas are connected to the limbic system, the most primitive part of the brain, where the most intense emotions are born. When you activate them correctly, you're not kissing skin. You're speaking directly to her subconscious, awakening responses that go beyond logic. But before I reveal all three forbidden zones, you need to understand why most men keep failing at this. Because the problem isn't technical, it's mental. Why most men get this wrong. You think kissing is physical? Wrong. Kissing is an emotional conversation. You think it's about lips? It's not. It's about energy. You think the goal is physical pleasure? Completely wrong. The real goal is to create an emotional mark, one that makes her think about you when she's completely alone. So what's the difference between a man she never forgets and a man she forgets in a week? The man who leaves a mark understands that every touch, every caress, every kiss is a chance to write his name into her emotional memory. The forgettable man just repeats the same script he learned from movies. Picture this, you're on a date, the tension is in the air, she's giving you every signal, her eyes are saying yes, her body is leaning towards you, her lips are slightly parted. This is the moment. Most men go straight for the mouth. Kiss. End of story. But you're not going to do that. Because now you understand that this peak of tension is pure gold. This is your chance to do something no other man has ever done with her. Instead of the obvious, you choose the unexpected. You touch the soul before you touch the lips. And here's where the neuroscience comes in. When her brain expects one thing and you do something else entirely, a positive surprise occurs. Dopamine and oxytocin get released. Her nervous system activates in a way she cannot explain, and that unexplainable feeling becomes permanently associated with you. I'll show you exactly how to trigger that when we get to the three zones. But understand this first. This is not a mechanical technique. This is not a trick. This is an art. It requires reading energy, emotional awareness, and deep respect for the right moment. These zones are sacred, points where vulnerability and desire meet at the same time. Subscribe call out. Real quick, if this is already shifting how you think about attraction and connection, hit that subscribe button right now. I drop new videos every week on male psychology, attraction, and the kind of emotional intelligence that most men were never taught. Don't miss what's coming next in this video, because we're just getting started. The first forbidden zone. It's visible to everyone, but 99% of men completely ignore it. This zone has the power to transform an ordinary moment into something she will never forget. The difference between being forgotten and being remembered lives in the details nobody ever teaches you, and open into the reveal, the first forbidden zone, is the neck. But not just any part of the neck. There's a specific point where the pulse is strongest, where sensitivity is at its absolute maximum. From a neurological standpoint, the neck is incredibly rich in nerve endings that connect directly to the limbic system. When you touch it the right way, you're sending electrical signals straight to her primitive brain. Her body releases oxytocin, the hormone of emotional bonding, trust, and deep connection. But it's not just touching it, it's how, when, and with what intention you touch it. The neck is a temple, a space of pure vulnerability. Let me tell you something personal. There was a moment. The tension was perfect for a kiss. Instead of going for it, I brought my face close to her neck without touching. I just let my breath reach her skin. Her breathing changed. Her body trembled. When I finally, softly, pressed my lips to the base of her neck near the collarbone, she grabbed me with an intensity I wasn't expecting. Afterwards, she told me it felt like I had touched her soul. That moment, right there, is exactly what the neuroscience predicted. Her brain expected the obvious. I gave her the unexpected. Dopamine fired, oxytocin flooded, and that feeling, that unexplainable electric feeling, got permanently attached to me. That's what the forbidden zones do when you use them right. And we still have two more to go. Continue with zone 2 and zone 3, following the same pattern, building tension, using science, personal story, and closing all remaining loops in the final section. All loops resolved. Most men will never know any of this. They'll keep going straight for the mouth, keep being predictable, keep being forgotten. But you now understand that attraction isn't built in the obvious moments. It's built in the ones nobody else was brave enough to create. The neck, the next zone, the third zone. 3 points where her brain stops thinking and starts feeling. Master those, and you stop being just another guy. You become the one she can't stop thinking about when she's alone. If this video gave you something real, subscribe right now. New videos every week. I'll see you in the next one.